Good morning, students. Welcome to class 3. I will be teaching you computer. Today I will teach you about the computer basics. Computers play an important role in our everyday life. Let us look at some of the areas where computers are used. At home, computers are used for drawing pictures, typing letters and assignments, paying bills, booking tickets, listening to music, and watching movies. Computers are used for storing list of items and making bills in shops also. At school, computers are used for typing circulars, we have seen, test papers, preparing timetables like routine, maintaining fee records of students, etc. Computers are also used for teaching in schools. The use of computers has made learning easy and interesting for students. Computers are used for sending and receiving emails, storing records, and doing calculations in office and banks. At railway stations and airports, computers keep track of the details like arrival and departure time and number of seats available in a train or an aeroplane. In hospitals, computers are used for maintaining the records of patients, testing eyes, etc. Various medical tests and preparation of reports is done using computers. Computers are used for designing buildings, aeroplanes, clothes, etc. Computers are very useful for scientific research. They are also used for launching satellites, weather forecasting, etc. Now, characteristics of computer. The main characteristics are speed, accurate, diligent, reliable. First, we will talk about the speed. A computer can perform large number of calculations quickly. Accurate. A computer always gives correct result, no mistakes. Diligent. A computer does not get tired. It can keep working for long hours and can do the same work again and again. Reliable. A computer does not make mistakes as we human does that. Working of a computer. Before we discuss the working of a computer, let us study some daily life examples to understand how certain tasks are performed by following the IPO cycle. IPO stands for Input Process Output. Let us study some common daily life examples of the IPO cycle. Like to prepare a pizza, you input some flours or what you call atta, then process it, bake pizza in a microwave oven, then the output you got the pizza. To prepare mango shake, you put the pulp, sugar, milk, input it in a glass and blend it in a mixer grinder. After the processing is done, the output came a mango shake. Similarly, a computer also follows the IPO cycle. A computer receives data or instruction through the input devices. The entered data is processed or changed into meaningful information by the CPU. The result of processing is known as output. The output is displayed through the output devices. Storage devices are used to store the result or the output so that they can be used later. The following diagram illustrates the concept of working of a computer system is relation to IPO cycle, like keyboard, then CPU, after that output. Next is input devices. The input devices allow you to communicate with the computer. They are used to enter data and instructions. For example, keyboard, mouse, scanner are the input devices. Then keyboard, after that we will learn about keyboard. The computer keyboard has many keys on it. You can type or enter data by pressing various keys on the keyboard. You will learn more about the keyboard in the next chapter. After that, mouse. A mouse helps us to point and select things on the monitor. You can enter or input data by clicking the mouse. A mouse can be a ball mouse, an optical mouse, or a wireless mouse. You can perform different actions with a computer mouse, like left click, right click, double click in a computer, or drag and drop. After that comes the scanner. Just as a photocopy machine copies text and images from one paper to another, a scanner copies the text and images from a paper onto a computer. In other words, a scanner creates an electronic copy of the printed paper. Now comes a microphone, or you can, in short form, it is called mic. A microphone is used to input sound into a computer. It can be used to record different sounds. Suppose you can narrate a story or recite a poem and get it recorded on the computer using a microphone. CPU. CPU stands for Central Processing Unit. CPU is called the brain of a computer. It is responsible for processing the data given by the user. The process of changing the entered data into meaningful information is known as processing. CPU is always kept inside a box called the CPU box. All the parts of the computer are connected to the CPU box through wires. CPU is made up of three main parts. They are arithmetic and logical unit, control unit, and memory unit. Arithmetic and logical unit. All the calculations in a computer are done by ALU, means arithmetic and logical unit. It performs arithmetic calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It also performs logical operations like finding the greater number or smaller number, etc. Now, control unit. CU works like a supervisor or a manager and checks that all the computer operations are taking place correctly. It controls the working of all the parts of a computer. Memory unit. CPU stores all the data and instructions that need to be processed in the memory unit. The memory unit then passes the data and instructions to the ALU or CU. ALU, the full form is Arithmetic and Logical Unit, and CU stands for Control Unit. Output devices. The output devices are used to display the results of processing to the user. For example, monitor, printer, speakers are output devices. Monitor. The monitor looks like a TV screen. The actions that you perform using a mouse or a keyboard are displayed on a monitor. You can also view pictures and cartoons on the monitor. Monitor is also known as VDU. VDU stands for Visual Display Unit. There can be two types of monitor. One is CRT monitor and next is TFT monitor. These days, the computer systems come with TFT monitor as they occupy less space and emit less heat. Next comes the printer. A printer transfers the information that you see on a monitor onto a paper. The printed information on the paper is called the printout. Some printers can print only in black and white, while others can print in any color. There are various types of printers available in the market. Suppose dot matrix printer, inkjet printer, and laser printer. Of these, laser printers works very fast compared to other printers. Now comes the speakers. You can listen to music and sound effects using the speakers. Storage devices. You may need to store results of processing for future use. For example, you may want to save your drawings so that you can view it later. The devices used for storing data are known as secondary storage devices or storage media. Hard disk. Hard disk is the main storage devices of a computer. It is present inside the CPU box. It can store large amounts of data. All the work done on a computer can be stored on the hard disk. Later in the book, you will learn to save your work on the hard disk. Here comes the CD. As you know, it stands for compact discs. CDs are circular in shape and can store a lot of data. They can be easily carried from one place to another. Most of the programs and games that you use on your computer are also available on CDs. DVD. DVD stands for Digital Versatile Disc. A DVD looks like a CD but can store more data than it. You can store many movies in a DVD. Pen drive. Pen drive is a storage device which is very small in size. It can be easily carried in a pocket or bag. A pen drive can be used to store and transfer data from one computer to another. Now, hardware and software. The various components that make up a computer system can be broadly classified into hardware and software. Hardware. Hardware refers to the physical parts of a computer that you can touch and feel. All the devices that we have discussed, such as keyboard, monitor, CPU, and hard disk, are example of hardware. Now, software. Hardware alone cannot perform any function. It has to be given instructions. A set of instructions given to the computer to perform a given task is called computer program or software. For example, Paint, TuxPaint, Notepad, and Microsoft Word are the example of software. So students, study the whole chapter thoroughly. Thank you. Have a nice day.